Guys, welcome to this Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Midday Market Mood Check with me, Nandita Khemka, and my colleague Yatin Mota. Well, Yatin, it was another milestone Monday for the market, given the fact that the Sensex hit that 70,000 mark for the first time ever. Nifty reclaimed 21,000 once again, but we've cooled off from the day's high right now. Yatin, if you look at the Nifty, it is marginally in the red, but the Nifty Bank Index also, hit a fresh high. And in fact, now we are counting down to 50,000 when it comes to the Nifty Bank Index. Of course, if you look at some of the, mid and small caps, they are doing pretty well. If you look at the mid and small cap indices, they are also, fairly buoyant. Market breadth is positive. NSE advanced decline ratio is in favor of gainers. And sectorally, what's doing well today is the FMCG pack, which has had a very rocky ride, so to say. But today it's in fine fettle. Banks also doing well. As I mentioned, realty is among the top sectoral gainers. But what's not doing well is the entire pharma pack. That was largely the only sector in the red, Yatin.
Dr. Reddy is the key laggard.
Weighed down by Dr. Reddy's and Cipla as well, to an extent. We'll be talking about the pharma pack in details in a bit. But if you look at the other movers on the Nifty, UPL, surprisingly is one of the top gainers on the Nifty today. Adani Ports off day's low among Nifty gainers now. ONGC, UltraTech, Tata Motors, given the fact that it will be increasing its CV prices by somewhere around 3% from January. The stock is doing well. On the losing end, of course, Dr. Reddy's 6% down. Cipla as well, some negative news flow around that. Axis Bank, Asian Paints, Airtel, M&M are some of the other losers. But I think let's talk about Dr. Reddy's. Tumbled 6%. USFD observations on Telangana unit. Now, the observations relate to data integrity issues, microbial contamination, and also failure to explain any unexplained discrepancies. Antique, the stockbroker has a sell rating, target price at 4,766, which is like, I think, a 20% kind of a downtick from current levels. And it also says that the kind of observations that have been given by USFDA, it could, result in a warning letter. So that is also weighing in on the stock. Cipla as well, just a few days ago, we had the warning letter, for
Goa
the...
and Indore, both are under trouble.
So now Cipla's, one of the arms has recalled anti-epileptic drug on the back of packaging issues. So entire pharma pack under pressure. But what's not under pressure is Wokhart. That stock was up 16% when I last checked. It has completed the phase 3 trial of its pneumonia drug. That could be a landmark, achievement and drug, when it comes to that particular, drug. But aside of that, Yatin, if you're talking about the mid-cap universe, what is it that's moving and, anything that's catching your attention?
So, two companies which are government finances, IREDA, which is IREDA. Recent listing, 30 rupees was the IPO price, and today the stock is above 85 rupees. They've started the retail financing of solar rooftop, projects which are smaller in size and usually done by individuals. And post that news, the stock is up 20%. IRFC, which is a rail financing company, that stock is also up 7%. Obviously, no news here, but clearly IREDA is the stock of the day, up 20%. Wokhart, as you said, is doing well. What's also doing well is SpiceJet, and today the board will meet for fundraising, and the stock ahead of that meet is up 15%. What's also doing well is the likes of Century Ply, Dixon Technologies, SW Solar. All of these stocks up anywhere between 5 to 7%. On the flip side, Network 18, that stock is down 3%. Safari is down 3%. Dr. Lal Pathlab, that stock is down 3%. What's also doing well is the likes of stocks like Bank of India as well as DCB Bank. Both of these stocks are up 3% each. Bank of India concluded its QIP last week, and today DCB Bank, the promoters, the Aga Khan Trust, that a promoter entity will put money at 125 rupees per share. That stock is doing well. Intellect Design, they have won an order from Indian Bank, and that stock is up 3.5%. It was up 7-8%, but right now up 3.5%. So good moves coming in. GMR Infra continues to move. Last week on Friday, it was up 10%. Today is up 4%. After the bulk deal data on Friday, post-market revealed that GQG has been buying shares in open market via bulk deal. So yes, a lot of stocks, a lot of action in the markets, and yes, clearly mid caps are the index of the day. And another, if you look at the SIP data, also all-time record
high
book for the SIPs for the mutual fund industry, and most importantly, most of the money, the big chunk is going into mid cap and small caps, and probably the reason why the mid-cap market is performing the way it is.
Yeah, but lots of experts I speak to, they say maybe it's time to rebalance portfolios and move more money towards large caps because they haven't really participated in a big way, right? If you look at some of the index stocks, they are yet to play catch up. But of course, Yatin, it's on Wednesday night we'll have the Fed also
Yeah,
come out with
yeah.
its rate decision, last meeting of the year. Rates likely to be on hold. That's what the expectations are. But as usual, every meeting we think that perhaps Jerome Powell will give some indication as to when they will look at a pivot. But it never really happens. But hopefully this time around he will say something because economic data, if you look at the US, it's largely mixed. Sometimes you see that there's a cool off in the jobs market, but then you see that the number of jobs added has exceeded expectations. So there is a lot of uncertainty, but of course street is always watching out for some clue as to when we are looking at a pivot when it comes to interest rates. But aside of that, markets have cooled off a bit from highs, but looks like second half will be action packed once again, because in the second half that we see a lot of action, and we see the index take off as well. But let's see how things pan out today. But with that, I think we have come to the end of this edition of Midday Market Mood Check. But of course, tune in at 3:30 p.m. when we come back with closing bell. Thanks a lot for tuning in.